Hey, all you basketball players out there, have you gotten to that point in the season where basketball has become a drag? You're not alone. At one time or another, every player has felt that way. Let's face it, the season is long. Maybe you're not getting the playing time that you had hoped for. Maybe your team is not living up to the expectations you had for it. And maybe you're just plain physically and mentally tired. Well, today I'm going to share two things that you can do to help you find your joy for the game again. Let's jump in and discuss. Welcome back to Hard Smart Together. I'm Coach Dave. I'm here every week to help basketball players become the smart, confident players that coaches love. So this is another week where we're trying to help you build that stable confidence in your game. And we know that stable confidence comes from like the triple threat of how you play, how you think, and who you are. So today's topic is along the lines of how you think during those times in the season, and a lot of us have gone through those times in a long season where basketball is just becoming quite a drag, right? You're kind of ready for the season to be over. You're like, when is summer here? When is this season over? And it doesn't, sometimes you could be having a really good season and feel that way, and sometimes maybe not such a good season and feel that way. And so we know that how you think can drastically affect how you perform, how you play. It can affect who you are. But it can also really affect your experience that you're having. And I want you to have a great experience for the rest of this season. Now, I've been there too. In high school, I didn't always get the playing time that I expected. I didn't always get the playing time I had hoped for. And there, were seasons where I was like, I'm done. I'm just not, I can't get the playing time, and I couldn't focus on the rest of the experience because I was so focused on my playing time. In college, when I was playing basketball there, sometimes it just became a drag because the season seemed to go on and on and on, and everything became a job. It was more like a job than playing a game. Oh, you got to show up at this time for your workouts. You got to show up at this time for practice. Oh, we're on the road again. Oh, we're getting back late. Oh, we've got finals. It was kind of like a job. And I had lost that focus. I've even talked to a player, an ex-player, not of mine, but somebody that I know that won a national championship. Okay? And she won the national championship on the women's side of the game. But she had a national championship season where towards the end of the season, she was starting, she was playing great. Her team was obviously being successful. They won a national championship. And towards the end of the season, she just felt like it was a drag. And after the national championship, she felt like, really? Is that all there is to it? All that work? I don't know. Like, that's all there was to it. So at different stages of your career and at different stages of the season, players feel that way. And so don't feel like you're alone. But let's find a couple of things that you can do to help you rediscover that joy, to rekindle that passion that you have for the game. So, number one, you know that I'm a big advocate of having a player's journal, and I love journaling exercises. So today, I'm going to give you another journaling exercise for these times where you feel like the season's just going on and on and on, you want it over, and basketball is becoming a drag. You've kind of lost that joy. So what I want you to do is find some time away from basketball, away from everything, just some, quiet time with your journal. If you don't have a journal, start one with this exercise. But I want you to list out what you love about playing basketball, what you love about the game of basketball, not just this season, historically, throughout your career. And it can be small things or it can be big things. What are some small things? Maybe I love that feeling when you first step into the gym. It's just the sounds, the smells. I know that's kind of weird, the smells of a gym, but the gym has a smell to it, right? The wood floor, right? Maybe you love that. Maybe you love when you step into the gym, those sights and sounds and smells and all those senses. Maybe you love just the feel of the basketball, the smell of the leather, the feel of the leather in your hands, right? Maybe you love before practice, just getting there, dropping down your gym bag and, putting on your shoes and getting ready for practice and just kind of, talking to your teammates and joking around and that camaraderie before practice. Maybe you love summer workouts, getting better. Maybe it's working out with one of your parents. Maybe it's working out with a coach. Maybe it's just working out on your own. Maybe you love those like summer shooting sessions, right? Maybe you love, there's a certain area of practice that you just love. Maybe it's a certain drill. Maybe it's, getting to show, because you don't get to maybe show it off in the game. Maybe it's things that you like to do competitively within practice. Maybe it's just being around your friends, being part of the team. Maybe it's traveling with the team. Maybe you love going to the hotels and staying in the hotels. Maybe you love the bus rides, whatever it is. It doesn't matter, big or small. I want you to just list down everything you love, everything that brings you joy about the game of basketball and being a basketball player. Okay? This is something that you can have and reflect on. Doing the exercise is going to help you. But especially during these times when you just don't feel like you have a passion for the game, you just feel like basketball and the season is just dragging on, whether it's a great season or a poor season. You can have those feelings no matter what. And this is something you can reflect on to rekindle that joy that you have for the game of basketball. So that's the first thing I want you to do. The second thing I want you to do, especially if the season isn't going your way, maybe you're not getting the playing time that you want. Maybe you're just, not playing as well as you feel you can, okay? Even though the season only has, so many more weeks, a couple of months left in it, this is a great time to use this time to kind of analyze your performances, okay? You just might be saying to yourself, well, I don't get in the game enough. Well, you've got plenty of performances. You perform every day in practice, right? You perform in games. You perform all the time, and you've got all these performances that you can now take and analyze and say, okay, this off season, these are the things I need to work on. These are the things I need to work on in how I play the game. These are some skills I need to work on. These are some things I need to work on in how I think, right? These are some things I need to work on with the relationships I have with coaches, with other players, whatever the case might be. And so you can use the rest of the season as kind of a workshop, if you will, in order to use the rest of your performances as something that you can analyze. So now it gives more purpose to the rest of your season because that gets you excited, right? There's things to work on. I'm going to make a list. I'm going to have a plan for the off season, and next season's going to be even better. So you don't have to wait for the off season to kind of rekindle those feelings, rekindle those thoughts of improvement and how you want to move forward. So those are the two things that you can do is one, the journaling exercise to kind of list everything you love and what you're thankful about in the game of basketball. And two, use the rest of the season as, that workshop of things that you can improve upon and you're going to need to spend some time in the off season working on. So hopefully that helps. As always, I love the likes. I love the comments. Anytime I can hear from a player, a parent, a coach, that something that I have shared with you is helpful, would love to see some comments from you. And until next week, remember to play hard, play smart, and play together. See you next week.